Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, me once again. Welcome back to another video game and Blu-ray update. I'm recording this on December 1st, but I'm going to have this out by December 2nd, which is whenever you're watching this. Mainly just because when I make videos, I usually like to wait the next day before uploading them. So I can have them uploaded by the daytime. That way, when people are awake, they can check the videos out. And other reasons that I'm not going to bring up. Also, I'm in a different position. This is not going to be permanent. This is just something I want to try out because I've always been recording on my bed, and mostly you just see my bed and some Blu-rays from really, really far away. Also, I just wanted to show off my Witcher 3 poster. Yeah, I got that, I think, during Halloween when I went to this video game store. They had a bunch of posters, and I got Witcher 3. I think it looks really nice. First poster frame I got was a little too big, so I got a frame that was the perfect size. So yeah, I just wanted to show that off. But anyways, with that being said, let's get into the games I got. I got like 4 games, 3 Blu-rays, 3 Blu-rays, and 10 4K Blu-rays. Oh, and 2 amiibos. I think I'm going to show off the amiibos first. But anyways, I'm not going to waste any time with you guys. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. December has just started, and people can finally start talking about Christmas more often because, hey, it's the time of the month. But anyways, let's get started. First off, I got 2 amiibos. First, I got Daruk from Breath of the Wild. With the release of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity out, they re-release the Breath of the Wild amiibos are out more often now. Like, I got 2 of these from Best Buy. Spoiler alert, the other one is Breath of the Wild amiibo. This is Daruk. He's really big, and he's really heavy too, and compared to other amiibos in my collection. But yeah, I really like the design. I really like the look of the what was it? The Boulder Crusher, I think that's what it's called. It looks really nice, and I'm glad to have it. Next up, I have Mipha. Like I mentioned before, also from Breath of the Wild. This is another really nice looking amiibo, I must say. I love the look of her trident, or whatever it's called. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, it looks really nice. I do want to try getting the other 2 champion, that's what they are, champions of Breath of the Wild amiibos. Also want to get the other Breath of the Wild amiibos soon. I want to see if there are any around in stores before I decide to buy them on Amazon, because I have been meaning to get them for quite some time. I don't know why I haven't got them, but either way, I'm glad that they re-released these. Okay, it's really nice to have. So yeah. All right, now anyways, onto the games. First off, I got one for a really good price. This is for the Wii U, and yes, I still have my Wii U. The only reason I still get Wii U games is if they're not on the Switch. Like this one, for example, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 are on the Switch, but Xenoblade Chronicles X isn't on the Switch. Maybe next year they'll have a Switch port. I don't know. It's supposed to be the least popular in the series, from what I know. I'm not sure if Xenoblade 2... if most people prefer this or Xenoblade 2. I just heard that the story was pretty lousy and some of the characters were pretty annoying, but I heard the gameplay is still supposed to be good and there's a lot of content, so... and I got this for 15 bucks too, so for 15 bucks, that sounds like a good deal, so I picked it up. I'll probably play it when I really want to waste some time right now. But yeah, I already beat Xenoblade 1 and 2, so one of these days I'll try to beat Xenoblade Chronicles X, but I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. Alright, next up I got Castlevania Lords of Shadow. This is another game that I wanted to try playing because I loved Symphony of the Night. That was my first Castlevania game, and from what I've heard, this is the best and only good 3D Castlevania game from what I heard of. The first 3D Castlevania game was for the N64, and I heard that... but I think this is the one that got it right. Although it is pretty divisive if it's actually a good mainstream Castlevania game, but most people can agree it's the best 3D Castlevania game. It's a shame we don't get Castlevania games anymore. But hey, we still got Bloodstained, which is basically like a successor to that, even though Konami had nothing to do with that, but yeah. Anyways, next up I have the Jak and Daxter HD collection, remaster, the original trilogy in HD. I already had the Precursor Legacy for PS2, but I felt like if I were to play these games, I should play them on a more advanced system, like the PS3, which unfortunately there's no PS4 port of this, so I mean there is, it's just you have to download them, but yeah, so Jak and Daxter HD collection, what more can I say? I've only played Precursor Legacy, haven't played the other two. I haven't beaten Precursor Legacy, but when I beat Precursor Legacy, then I'll play the other two games, because I heard, unlike Precursor Legacy, the other two has weapons, and they're more adult-friendly. Alright, and last but certainly not least, this is a game that I never thought I would see a physical release of. And for an older, this is an older game too. This is probably the rarest PS4 game I own in my collection, and that is for a little game called Psychonauts. That's right, guys, there is a PS4 version of this game. More like an emulation of the PS2 version of this game, but yeah, apparently physical versions of this game are real. I'm not even joking. Like, seriously, there's the insert, there's the disc, it actually works, and I was amazed too. And I saw, it's like 80 bucks on Amazon. I got this for like half the price from another website, and I did play this, I did beat it, and it's a great game. I don't know why not that many people played it until, you know, after it was discovered years later by people. But hey, on the bright side, we are getting a sequel, and I'm glad we are. Though I think it's only an Xbox Series X exclusive, and right now I'm working on trying to get the PS5 right now, so I'm not sure how that's going to work for me, but yeah. Anyways, that's it for the games and the two amiibos. Now let's move on to the Blu-rays. First off, I got a film called Train to Busan. This is a movie that I watched, I think, a couple weeks ago. This was an amazing movie. This is a Korean language zombie film on a train. This blew me away. Like, I was emotionally invested by this film. Like, this is one of my top 5 favorite zombie films of all time. Like, this movie just got so much right. Like, this could have been a cheeseball, you know, zombie film with some laughably bad special effects, but no, they managed to take itself seriously, and they did it in the best possible way. Like, seriously, you have to check this film out, okay? This is a film that most people watch during Halloween, and this is the perfect film to watch if you're in a mood for a Korean or foreign language zombie film, because this is probably the best one that you could possibly watch, okay? It's not as gory as other zombie films, but it still left me entertained and, I don't know, personally invested throughout this entire experience. And I loved every second of it. Check this film out. Next up, this is a movie that I've been wanting to get for quite some time. I was lucky enough to find this at 7-Eleven, and that's a film called Dead Man Walking. I saw the ending to this film when I was like, I don't know, 9 or 10, and I had no idea what was going on, so I have to watch the entire movie one day because I heard it's supposed to be excellent, and it's directed by Tim Robbins. Like, not too many people talk about this film, and I do, like I said before, I do want to try watching this film sometime, like when I really am in the mood to watch something that's truly investing, and this film definitely looks like the perfect one. So yeah, I cannot wait to check this one out. Alright, as for the last regular Blu-ray, I got, this is one that I got like a few weeks ago, and that's Bill and Ted Face the Music. This was available on VOD at the time, but I found a theater that was playing this movie, and I did After I Saw on this movie. Go check that out on my channel. But Bill and Ted Face the Music, it was a lot of fun. Like, I was really surprised by this movie, okay? It could have been another disappointing Dumb and Dumber 2 comedy sequel, but hey, it surprisingly wasn't. With this and Borat 2, it was a good year for comedy sequels, even though it wasn't really a good year for movies at all. But hey, anyways, that is it for the regular Blu-rays. Now for the 4K Blu-rays. I have 10 4K Blu-rays, okay? Now, the first film I got, and most of these movies I already have, but I got a lot of these on Black Friday, but I was thinking to myself, what if, because, like, I was just thinking, why not upgrade some of my 4K Blu-rays or some of my regular Blu-rays to 4K, because that's what most people are doing nowadays, and it would kind of make sense. I mean, usually... But anyways, let me get into it. First off, I got Apocalypse Now. This is the 40th anniversary edition. This includes the final cut and the theatrical version and the redux. Or are they the this contains three different versions of this film. Also, it includes, I think it includes a documentary, Hearts of Darkness, Filmmakers Apocalypse. Yeah, I think it's a documentary, but yeah, Apocalypse Now, what can I say about it? It's one of Francis Ford Coppola's best films, and I love the artwork here. It's really, really nice, and yeah, I really like it a lot. So yeah. Alright, next up is another film that I own, but I want to upgrade to 4K, and that's Argo. I haven't watched this movie in a few years. In fact, I don't think I've watched it since the one time I watched it on Blu-ray, so it's going to be really nice rewatching this movie in 4K. All that I know is that it was very well directed and acted. So yeah, I definitely want to try rewatching this film someday. Alright, next up, I was really shocked to find this for just $8. And I did not think there was going to be a 4K release, because most animes don't have 4K releases yet. But they managed to put this out on 4K, Ghost in the Shell. The original anime film, not the live-action remake with Scarlett Johansson. So, yeah, this is just beautiful. I just love it. And this was for $8 at Best Buy on Black Friday. And it was truly worth it, okay? I mean, this was totally worth upgrading for, because I mean, it's Ghost in the Shell. It's a beautiful anime film, and it's going to look even better on 4K. So I just had to get this, and I cannot wait to rewatch this in 4K. Like, it's going to look outstanding. Okay. Next up is Glory, starring Matthew Broderick and Denzel Washington. Another movie I already owned on Blu-ray, but to see a 4K release of this, I just had to get it. I got it for a reasonable price. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. This is one of my favorite war films of all time. I remember watching this when I was really young. I had no clue why movies were rated R, but as I grow up, then I know why. So yeah, this was a beautiful movie. Like to this day, I still think this movie has aged super well. It has great effects, it has a great storyline and great characters. It's an amazing film that you should definitely check out. All right, next up is this. I think this came out the same time as the Blu-ray release of the remake of this movie. But yeah, I was shocked that they finally put this out on 4K, and that's Mulan, the original animated version. Now, before I get into it, let me tell you guys something, okay? I did say that I was going to review the live-action film. I did watch the live-action film, though as I thought about it, because of all the controversy the film has, it didn't really feel exciting to review. I know, I'm just trying to find a better way to put it, okay? It's one of those movies that, because it's so controversial and so divisive, and I don't really want to get into the arguments. Now, I'll tell you guys what I thought of the movie, but it's just one of those movies where I don't really feel like reviewing if it's just one of those films that is just going to be highly criticized or highly loved, and I don't want to start any arguments. I thought the film was just alright. It's not a terrible movie in my opinion. It's not a masterpiece by any means in my opinion. I mean, this film was obviously better. It's just, if I were to watch the movie again, I would just watch this. But I don't really feel like reviewing the movie because of all the controversy it got and how people are just really tearing the movie apart. And if it comes to really ripping apart the movie, I'm not one of those people that's just gonna rip apart the movie because I didn't even hate the movie. It's just one of those movies that probably isn't gonna be fun to review. So I'm not really gonna review it. So that's the best I got for a review. Like, even though I didn't really fully talk about the film, but yeah. Anyways, but the animated version, on the other hand, it's such a great film. You really have to check it out. I'm sure it's gonna look great on 4K. So yeah, it was really cool to see that. I did not know a 4K release was out until today. Like, I was about to walk out of Best Buy and I saw this was on shelf, and yeah, I really had to get it. Alright, next up, I got Pan's Labyrinth in 4K. There's also a Criterion Blu-ray, but hey, 4K Blu-rays are more easier to get than Criterion Blu-rays because usually you have to get those online or at Barnes & Noble, and they're super expensive at Barnes & Noble. But hey, I'm glad this was in 4K. There's a 4K release. This is an amazing film, probably my favorite film of 2006. And I don't know what there is else to say. Probably my favorite film that Guillermo del Toro has made. It truly is a magnificent film, and it's going to be 15 next year. And I mean, the effects and the cinematography and the visuals and the characteristics that the film has, it's an amazing film and one of my favorite foreign language films of all time. And if you're wondering, no, there is no English dub of this, but hey, I don't care. I don't think it needs an English dub because honestly, it's better foreign language. But yeah, Pan's Labyrinth. I don't know what there is else to say. Amazing film. All right, speaking of amazing foreign language films, I got Parasite, which I already own on Blu-ray. But hey, I saw this for $10 at Best Buy, and I thought that was perfect. This also has a Criterion Blu-ray, I think, but hey, I prefer getting, if I want to watch movies like this, if they're released in 4K, I'm going to get them in 4K, and I know this is going to look great on 4K. Like, hey, this is a movie that most people just won't shut up about, but hey, it's a movie that I won't shut up about either, because hey, it's that good of a film. It's probably one of the top 5 greatest foreign language films of all time. So it won both Best Picture and Best Foreign Language Film, and I still think it really deserves it. So what can I say? Parasite, you have to watch it. Alright, next up I got Top Gun with Tom Cruise. Not his best film in my opinion. I think it's a really good movie. First time I watched it, I thought it was really good. I didn't love the film, but hey, I do want to rewatch this movie someday, especially when Top Gun Maverick comes out. So yeah, I can watch it in 4K now. So yeah, I got it for like $10. So that was really cool to have. I like the slip. So yeah, Top Gun, I don't really know what there is else to say. Like, I only watched the movie once, so I don't really know a whole lot. But like I mentioned before, now that I have it on 4K, I can rewatch the film and see if I like it even more. Alright, next up, I got The Shining. What is there to say about The Shining? I mean, I already have Dr. Sleep on 4K, so I figured why not get The Shining on 4K as well. I also got this for like $10, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but hey, Shining, one of my all-time favorite movies, one of my top 5 favorite horror films of all time, and the fact that it's turned 40 this year, like, it's just amazing that this film came out 40 years ago. It was divisive at the time, but has become a cult classic as the years went on. And there's a 4K release now, and this is going to look really good on 4K. I'm really looking forward to rewatching this film on 4K. It's going to look really nice. And last but not least, I got Whiplash. Probably my new favorite film of 2014. When I did my best of the year list, I didn't see this movie at the time. But I wish I did, because this is an excellent film. Like, really, despite it being a drama, it never felt boring. Like, Miles Teller, J.K. Simmons were excellent in this movie. I mean, J.K. Simmons was so good. He won Best Supporting Actor, and I truly think he deserves it. But yeah, what can I say about Whiplash? It's an amazing film. Like, all these movies here are amazing. Like, I don't really know what there is to say about most of these movies. Like, I could just go in depth about all these movies, but hey, I reviewed most of these movies already, and yeah, I'm not really here to review the movies. I'm here to show the movies that I got. So yeah, but yeah. So that's basically it for my Blu-ray and video game update. I mostly just, I don't really know what there is else more to say, but yeah. December is here now, and people are really trying to start hunting down on the internet because they can't really go out that much. I mean, they can. There were actually quite a bit of people when I went out on Black Friday, so that just shows that people are still brave enough to wear masks out in public and try and not to get sick. But hey, hopefully next year will be a lot better than this year, because this year, we can all agree, sucked balls. Like, huge balls. But anyways, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.